guys, it's Marissa at Marissa Janelle. You can find me on Instagram or my website, marissajanelle.com. Today I'm sharing some do's and don'ts for pets with you today for a little online class. All the information I'm presenting is from veterinarian Janet Roark. I just kind of made a pretty presentation for you, and I hope you enjoy the class. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing to remember when you're using essential oils around pets is to start slow. Let your pets make their own decisions. Let them be self-starters. So I would introduce things with the caps on because a little bit goes a long way. So when you're introducing your pet to an essential oil, just kind of twist the lid off and let them smell it, see if they like it first. They'll let you know if they do or if they don't. And just be kind of observant of their behavior. My dog Ralph, if he doesn't like lavender, so when I introduce it to him with the cap on, he will run away. There's some other oils like frankincense and copaiba that he really loves, and he will try and lick the bottle. So I definitely have a little more experience with dogs than cats, but I'm just sharing this information for you anyways. Here's some do's for you. So do always dilute the essential oils when you're using them topically with a carrier oil. My favorite carrier oil is fractionated coconut oil, but you could also use EVOO, as Rachel Ray says, is extra virgin olive oil, or you could use things like almond oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil. Pretty much any type of carrier oil you have works great. I love the fractionated coconut oil, and I get it from doTERRA. I love that it has like this little pump top. It makes it really easy to just squirt in your hands and use some. And it's important to know your animal's health status. If they have any existing conditions or things like that, you definitely need to be wary. So I will give you some guidelines on that in a minute. Please only use certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils on and around your pets. There have been, some hiccups that I've seen on the internet of things going wrong when people are diffusing their oils or wanting to use essential oils, and oftentimes it's because they aren't using a pure oil. It's basically just a artificial fragrance. So yeah, of course that can be toxic for not only animals but humans as well. So just be really careful with the types of oils that you're using, and remember that essential oils are actually safer than a lot of artificial fragrances and perfumes. So if you think of the stuff that you normally use on and around your pet, just maybe question a little bit like, oh, well, how safe is this thing that I'm using? For example, maybe you like to mop your floors, and some people love to just use like water and a few drops of like lemon oil or something like that, and they might be like, oh no, is this safe for my pet? Well, the alternative is what? Like bleach, or I don't know, like Pine Sol. Those things aren't safe for pets even more than essential oils are not safe for pets. So just be aware that like oftentimes I use certified pure therapeutic grade oils with doTERRA, and those are often safer than the artificial fragrances and things in other cleaners and other items that you might be using. So just kind of keep an open mind to that, and read your ingredient labels. I think this is really important in all aspects of life, but especially with the oil. So do make sure to read your ingredient labels, because there are some plants that might be harmful to your pet that might be in a blend. For example, like wintergreen is not a very pet-friendly oil, and I know that is in a few of our blends, for example, like Breathe. So just read the ingredient labels and be aware of that. The next thing is that you can find further education from Janet Roark. She's a veterinarian. She has been for many years. You can find her online and social media. She's known as the Essential Oil Vet online, and she has like some really great courses and things if you want to really deep dive into her stuff. I also have a book that I really like that I pulled most of this information from, so I want to make sure and give her credit. But this book is called Essential Oils for Pets, and it's a guidebook, and Janet's on our veterinarian panel board. She has a lot of knowledge about plants in general and things that are safe for pets and things that aren't. So you can get her book from oillife.com, and I do have a coupon code. If you spend $25 or more, you can type in my name, Marissa Janelle, and it'll take $5 off. So yeah, I love this book. You can get it from oillife.com, and there's lots of other great resources there, but I just wanted to make sure to make you aware of this if you want further education from this online class. Here's some don'ts. So please don't use oils near your pet's eyes, ears, nose, or their genitals. And you know, this pretty much goes for humans as well. But yeah, please just be wary of that, because your pets can't necessarily tell you like, oh, this is too strong, it's burning my face, you know, things like that. So just be really wary of that. And please don't use oils topically on your animal if they are pregnant, nursing, or on certain medications. So just be kind of aware of that. You know, some essential oils can interfere with medications. So I'm going to go over that in just a minute. But please also don't give any of the products containing xylitol to your pets. I know that our toothpaste has xylitol in it. It's a natural sweetener, and it's a great ingredient for humans, but it can be very toxic for animals. So please just check your ingredient labels like we've been saying. I know our toothpaste has that, and we have the beadlets have that as well in doTERRA. So like the little On Guard beadlets and peppermint beadlets. So just be wary. Don't give your products xylitol. So just be wary of that, and not to give your animals xylitol. And don't use a whole bottle all at once. Again, going back to the mishaps that I have seen with animals, is because they're using way too much. Way too much of anything is bad. So just start small, use like 1 drop, maybe 2, especially, you know, depending on the size of your animal. And do not use a whole bottle all at one time in your diffuser or on topically, because that can cause all sorts of problems, not only for your animal, but for yourself. So just, you know, just a little bit is all you need. Let's go over diffusing. I have a diffuser here in my office running right now. I love using a diffuser, and just recommend using a water diffuser for aromatic use, especially if you have pets in your home. There are some different types of diffusers where you directly input your essential oil and it distributes out that way, kind of like diffuser reeds type of a situation. So water diffusers are the best, especially if you have pets, because the water is basically kind of diluting it, so you're not getting, you know, such potent aromatic mist. And just always leave a door open for your pet. If they don't like the smell, give them the option to leave so they don't have to be stuck. I would never leave a diffuser in a room with an animal that is locked in their crate or their cage or has the door shut, because then they can't leave if they don't like it. So just make sure to leave your doors open, use a water diffuser, and like we were saying before, you just need a little bit. So typically like 4 to 6 drops is a great amount for a diffuser. And then you fill the rest with water, and just keep your diffuser in a place where your pets won't knock it over, because, you know, if you're gone out of the house or something, I don't know, you just wouldn't want them to be able to tip it over. So just put it in a safe place. But diffusing is a great way for everyone in your home to get a little bit of the benefits from essential oils, or to get, you know, some calming aromatherapy benefits. But just remember, a little bit goes a long way, and to leave your doors open. Here's some oils to avoid for dogs. First of all, this is mostly talking about topical use. Most oils you can diffuse as long as they're diluted, like with the water, like we were talking about. But please do not apply birch, tea tree, or wintergreen to your dogs. They do not metabolize them well. And use caution with the hot oils like oregano, cassia, cinnamon, clove, rosemary, and thyme. I probably wouldn't use any of those. There's other options that are better and safer for your dogs. And to use caution when you're diffusing tea tree, cassia, cinnamon, oregano, and thyme. So, you know, if you're just doing a little bit, it's probably okay if you leave the door open like we were talking about. But if your animal, you know, starts like acting weird, your dog. If your dog starts acting weird, scratching their nose or face, or sneezing or something like that, then that's one that you don't need to diffuse it. You can find a different option. For me personally, my dog is fine. I use tea tree in my diffuser in my kitchen a lot, and it's just a big open space, and I just use a few drops. Doesn't bother him at all. So just use some caution, and just kind of watch their behavior if you're diffusing those oils. And then if your animal is like panting when they're not hot, or running and they're just kind of showing signs of distress, just stop your diffuser and let them get some fresh air, and then that can be kind of a sign to you that they don't like that one, or it doesn't mesh well with them. So just keep that in mind as you're diffusing. Oils to avoid for cats, please do not ever apply topically for cats any citrus oils. So you're thinking like lemon, lime, grapefruit, you know, all the citrusy oils. Birch, tea tree, peppermint, spearmint, and wintergreen. Those are all toxic for cats, so please don't ever put them on cats. Use caution when you're diffusing tea tree, cassia, cinnamon, oregano, thyme, peppermint, spearmint, birch, and wintergreen. So like we were just saying with dogs, if you're diffusing those, just keep an eye on your cat, and if they're, you know, if they don't like it, you can find other options for diffusing. I have a lot of people ask me, you know, if I can't use the citrus oils on my cat, can I diffuse it? The general rule of thumb is like, yes, you can diffuse it as long as it's diluted and you leave the doors open like we were talking about. But please don't apply those topically to your cat because it's a much more concentrated form. And just keep an eye on your cat with the citrus oils. If they don't like them, then don't diffuse them. And yeah, peppermint is also another one, you know, to use caution with when you're diffusing. So peppermint, you know, I would just diffuse like maybe 1 or 2 drops in your diffuser and see if it's okay, but that might be one that your cats don't like. So definitely avoid topically for like the citrus oils and the peppermint and everything like that. There's definitely some better options for cats if you're trying to treat something. So just keep that in mind as you're, if you have a cat. All right, some cautions. Now, if your pet is epileptic or has seizures, please avoid rosemary, fennel, sage, camphor, eucalyptus, basil, and wintergreen. Just avoid all of those. If your pet has clotting or bleeding disorder, or maybe are taking like an anticoagulant medication, please avoid wintergreen, blue tansy, birch, cassia, cinnamon, clove, fennel, marjoram, oregano, patchouli, and thyme. And then last thing, if your pet is on an anti-diabetic drug, please avoid cassia, cinnamon, dill, fennel, lemongrass, marjoram, melissa, myrrh, and oregano. All right, so that was a long list. You can pause that and take a picture if you need to. And let's just talk about real quick like how you can use your oils. So you can use them aromatically like we were talking about in a diffuser. You can spray them, you know, diluted like with some water in a spray bottle. Some people put them like a few drops on their fan. Some people like to put like on a cloth or a cotton ball or tissue, and that all those ways will get the essential oil aromatically into the air. You can also use doTERRA oils topically, which means like applying to your skin or to a problem area. So for your pets, you can do this by petting along their spine. If they, you know, are having like a muscle issue, using circular motions on their muscles, and on their paw pads mixed with like some coconut oil or an ointment of some kind. You can mix in their shampoo or conditioner, or in a cold or hot compress. So like with a cold or a hot washcloth, maybe you can add X, Y, or Z and apply it onto them. So I have the most success with my dog if I'm wanting to use topically, which doesn't happen all the time, but occasionally, to just put like 1 or 2 drops in my hand, and I will give them some pets along their spine, just like it was saying. And I also love using them in a paw. I have like a recipe I'll show you in just a moment of an ointment salve that you can put on their paw pads. So it works great and is safe if they like lick it, everything like that. And then I'll also usually add a couple of drops of lavender to his like bath water when I'm giving him a bath, just so he smells good, because I use just like a plain soap that doesn't have any other fragrances in it. So, and then internally, your pets can use the oils internally. Be really careful with this. And you can make them like a capsule with an empty veggie capsule, but usually I don't feel like my pet takes things that way. So if I really need to give them some support internally, you can mix a drop or so into their food, or a drop in about 2 cups-ish of water, or you can just let them lick from hands. So that's typically what I do with my dog Ralph. The only oil that I have utilized internally for him is copaiba and frankincense, and I'll just put a drop in my hand and I'll put a little coconut oil with it, and I'll let him lick it up that way. So he really likes those, and I use them for immune boosters and just like nervous system in general. Copaiba is great for like stress, so is frankincense. So yeah, during firework time, I just put a drop in my hand with some coconut oil and I let him lick that up. And I feel like it helped a little bit, and then I rubbed the rest along his spine. So that's you can use most of the oils all 3 ways, but you have to be really careful and make sure that you know that the ones that you're using are safe. So just take that with a grain of salt. When in doubt, you can use them aromatically, and I'll give you some other tips here in just a moment. Some of my favorites for my dog, like I was saying, I have a dog, so I have most experience there, are frankincense, copaiba, the adaptive blend, the TerraShield spray, which is like a natural bug repellent. I use it for like a flea and tick spray. And then the Digest roller, if he's having any types of digestive problems, I'll roll some on his belly. So those are a few of my favorites, and most of the recipes in this book that I was showing you use frankincense and copaiba. So those are like always my go-tos. They can do a lot. They're really versatile. So when in doubt, I just go for those. And like I said, I love this book. It has a lot of recipes, but I'm going to leave you with one recipe here for a healing salve that I make all the time. And here's all the ingredients. Basically, you just melt the coconut oil and the beeswax like in a double boiler on your stove, kind of like you would do with melting chocolate. And then you remove it from the heat and you add the oils and the rest of the ingredients, and you pour it into a jar. You keep it in a cool place, and then you can apply this to their paw pads is what I use it mostly for Ralph, or if if Ralph has like some sort of injury or something like that, you can apply it directly topically as well. And this is a recipe that is safe for almost all animals. You can use it for your cats, your dogs, your horses, and other like large and small animals. Wouldn't use this for birds, but I don't know what I would use for birds. I don't know a whole lot about birds, so we might have to do some more studying there. But this is a great, multi-purpose recipe, and safe for most animals. All right, so thank you for coming to the class today. I hope you enjoyed it. I teach classes once a month, so make sure to stay tuned. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel for more classes, or you can follow me on Instagram if you would like to attend them live. I teach them on Zoom as well. And in Zoom is really fun because you get other people's questions and ideas. So make sure to go follow me on Instagram, and you can stay tuned with my schedule. And again, thank you for coming to class today. I hope you learned something new, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box down below. I will paste the other resources in the description box. All right, thanks guys. Catch you next time.